So yesterday we did a segment talking about this future Transformers animated CG movie that's going to be coming out from Paramount next year, July 19th, 2024. And Collider, the website, did an interview with the producer of the past 7 live-action Transformer movies, Lorenzo di Bonaventura, and he essentially, gave us a little bit of the deets, the details, this and that, what's going to be happening in the movie, the potential story. But we got a little bit of an update with that. And essentially, he was asked a question about what the animation style will be for this new animated CG movie. And Lorenzo replied, and I'll quote here exactly what he said: "Having myself probably seen 4 shots from it, you've never seen anything like it. I'll say it that way. For sure, you'll go. Oh my God, it's a whole thing. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to divulge it, but I'm going to. ILM is doing the animation." So essentially what he means by that is he got to see a little bit of it, and he pretty much spoiled that ILM, which is Industrial Light and Magic, the company that was created by George Lucas all those years ago, worked with Star Wars and tons of other studios. They're going to be doing the animation for this movie. Now, the only credit that ILM has ever had with Paramount in terms of making an animated movie was they made that movie Rango all those years ago in 2011. Rango was that CG animated movie with that chameleon there. Johnny Depp was voicing the chameleon. So that could kind of give you a bit of an idea of what this movie potentially might look like. Granted, again, it was 2011. It was easily more than 10 years ago, but it gives you an idea of what ILM is capable of, at least in terms of storytelling and animation. And obviously, with the success of the Super Mario movie and stuff, the bar has been raised for, attracting a mainstream audience and telling that kind of story. And something like Rango that they did even in 2011, it was successful enough for them that it led to Paramount creating their own sub-studio of Paramount Animation and growing that. So this potentially could lead to something much bigger. And hey, it's ILM. They have the history. They have the pedigree. Let's just hope that they have the proper storytelling and, a good pace and everything like that. Obviously, a lot of fans have been chiming in since yesterday's segment saying like, oh, I hope that it has this writer or that writer. In all honesty, I just hope we get Peter Cullen back. I think that that's probably the safer bet from Hollywood standpoint, because you know how Hollywood is. They're not going to allow too many outsiders into this. It's going to be writers from Hollywood. It's not going to be writers that us as hardcore Transformer fans are more familiar with and more celebrated with. In terms of voice actors, if we get Peter, that's probably the best bet. Frank, a slightly more stretch, but Peter for sure will probably return. After that, insert B celebrity for every other character, and that'll be it, like it always is, unfortunately. So just a little bit of an update on that. Again, ILM is involved. They're going to be doing the animation for this, and at least according to Lorenzo, it looks pretty good. So let's hope for that. We also have a small bit of news, too. We also had a leaked listing from JT Prime 17 of our future MPM's movie masterpieces, and the movie masterpieces are continuing the tradition of essentially completing the movie 2007 live-action cast. We have pretty much all the Autobots up to this point, unless you want to count maybe a protoform, which we haven't gotten an updated figure of that. We haven't gotten a masterpiece protoform, which would be kind of cool to see them tackle that. But the Decepticons are slowly getting complete, and now we have a listing here for a MPM Bonecrusher, which is going to be a Target exclusive, but that's how masterpieces are released here in America in the modern age. Ever since we stopped doing masterpieces in the West of non-movie related stuff, it's all been Target exclusives on the movie side of things. And it has an MSRP of $164.99. It's going to be 2 per case. So we have Bonecrusher joining the mix. So that just leaves pretty much after this Bonecrusher, all we're missing is Brawl. So we don't have an MPM Movie Masterpiece Brawl. And technically, Frenzy. I mean, to make a movie-scaled standalone Frenzy masterpiece would be kind of silly. He didn't come with Barricade. So for the time being, if you want something that kind of works in that scale, you probably would have to get all the way back to that old Human Alliance Barricade that comes with a small little Frenzy figure. But even then, that's a bit of a stretch, and to go all those years back just to get a Frenzy figure that might be in scale, it's a bit of an ask. But hopefully we'll get something. Maybe we'll get a pack-in with the Bonecrusher with a Frenzy, or maybe in the future when we get the Brawl figure, maybe it'll come with a to-scale kind of MPM Frenzy figure. But that's more or less it in terms of Transformer news. It's the beginning of the weekend here in the Transformer world, and we have tomorrow night, Saturday night, the Transformer Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. Be sure to tune in. We'll take some super chats from the fans. We'll answer some questions. We'll hang out and talk about Transformers with all the news. And just enjoy the weekend here in the Transformer world. Thanks again for listening and tuning in and getting your updates here on the Transformer Slag Podcast. And I hope you learned something today, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.